So there's an AI rapper called FN Mecca, and it's controlled by a white guy. So it's basically an avatar. It exists in the metaverse, I guess. And the white guy is controlling him, right? So the virtual rapper is black, and he gets the virtual black guy to say the N-word while he's rapping. Okay, so Capitol Records dumped a popular TikTok virtual rapper it had just signed after the AI program's use of the N-word in its song sparked outrage from activists who called the act a direct insult to the black community. The virtual rapper, a black avatar with green dreadlocks called FN Mecca, is voiced by a human, but the songs were written by using artificial intelligence to analyze popular music, according to its creators. Capitol Records announced last week that it had signed the rapper, who had 10 million followers, hyping the virtual character as the world's first AR artist to sign with a major label. First of all, this is all crazy to me. I can't believe we're at the point now where there are virtual rappers. But if a computer is the one that said the N-word and it wasn't an actual person, then why did they... I don't know how I feel about this, actually. I don't really know where to stand on this. Is it racist for a virtual rapper to say the N-word if they're controlled by a white person? The lines are blurred a little bit. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
I understand why people would be angry, but it's the computer saying the N-word, right? It's not the actual person.
If we want to look at it as a concept of the whole situation, because, like, for example, what's your opinion on films? So films that have characters saying the N-word that may have the script that may have been written by a white person as well.
So the director has said to them, we're going to be using the N-word a lot, and they've got to act it out. I mean, I've heard
the
people...
script's being written by a white person and it's being acted by a white person saying it. The film's got a narrative to it that's relevant to use that word.
I don't think I'd have any problem with that because they're telling a story. I don't think there's an issue with that. I have seen people take issue with white authors writing books and using the N-word or using slurs or whatever. I've seen people take issue with that. But again, you're telling a story. And according to this article, he isn't saying it himself. The AI is programmed to say it based off lyrics that is, like, I guess, based off rap lyrics is picked up on the internet. So even though the owner is white, I don't know if you could really class that as racism. It's kind of in a weird middle ground. It is a little bit weird. There's also a picture here of the virtual rapper being beaten by a white police officer.
Let me see it. Let me see what this rapper looks like.
He's the one with the green hair. I mean, I can understand why it's uncomfortable. It is a little bit weird. I'm not sure why the white creator, the person that owns the AI, didn't create a white rapper.
That's where it gets a bit unusual.
Yeah.
Like, why? Do you know what I mean?
It is a little bit weird. I won't lie. Why did you create a black avatar and not a white one? If the black avatar is going to be owned by a white man and then say the N-word.
Yeah.
But
I think it is a bit odd to be at that point where you feel comfortable to create that and then just use it freely as well. Because aside from whoever's saying it, it's still him that's creating everything behind it.
Yeah, at the very least, I would say that this is like a complete lack of awareness. Like it's a read the room kind of situation. If I was in a room with a bunch of people that owned virtual rappers and they were all white and the virtual rappers were all black, I'm not a sensitive person. I don't really get offended by much, but I think I might look sideways at them and think, what the hell's going on here? The virtual rapper himself is horrifying.
Yeah, that's a weird look, to be honest with you.
We cannot let robots say the N-word in any way. If we let robots say the N-word, that's how robotic racism is born. I don't know about all that. I just find it all weird that these times that we're living in, I feel like each episode we keep just uncovering the weirdness that's happening. Like, now it's getting to robots. Like, it's just... It is a bit weird. I don't know. Can robots be racist? I guess if they're artificial intelligence, they have the capacity to hate us. I guess hate our entire race. I guess you could technically program robots to hate black people. I guess you probably could. I don't think that's what's happened here. I think this is just an oversight, and I don't think he's taken into account how it's going to look, even though I'm not really sure how you can't figure that out.
Has he ever commented on it himself, the situation, or had anything to say about it?
I don't think he's actually made any comments about it. They've just offered their apologies to the black community for being insensitive. The thing that you have to remember here is that the record label that signed him knew that he was white and that the character was black, and they would have seen the character's lyrics beforehand. So the only reason they've severed ties with him is because people made a fuss about it, not because they actually care about black people. So let's not get it twisted. They'll do whatever's best for their pockets, right? It's not the company that is doing what's best for black people or even feeling any sympathy for how black people might have perceived this. It is a bit weird that he thought it was okay to do that. I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this. I do find it weird. I wouldn't call him a racist himself. I think he's just deeply unaware and ignorant.
Yeah, I think ignorant could be the best word to use here. What if he was doing this whole thing, this whole concept of creating a black rapper, but didn't use the N-word, but he was still just creating this character that doesn't exist?
I don't think there's anything wrong with creating a black character. I mean, we've been creating characters in video games for donkey's years now. I've created white characters, I've created female characters, created black characters, create characters that look like me. So I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. But if you're telling me you're getting signed to a record label and you control this avatar, it's saying the N-word, you're kind of entering into a weird gray area because we are transitioning into virtual reality. You know, Facebook has become Meta. We have digital real estate now. You know, crypto's on the rise. We are moving over to like like what you see in Ready Player One, where you put on the headset and suddenly you're in like a video game world or whatever. I guess now in this day and age, there's an argument to be made that it's inappropriate. You shouldn't be doing it. It's not real at the same time. So I don't know. I think I'll have to revisit this one in 10 years when maybe the robots have taken over or we've been fully immersed into AI, and then see how people feel then. You have anything else you want to say on it?
No, it's just strange. Like, just life is just strange to me at the moment.
It is a strange story.